Hello everyone. Today we are going to study about preserving water, and this is from EVS book of Standard 4th in NCERT. Okay, so this is about every drop counts, how we should save water. So long ago, this is a picture of Rajasthan. Sar means a lake. King Rajsi of Jaisalmer got it made 650 years ago with the help of the people. All around the lake there are ghats with steps leading to the water, decorated verandas, large halls, rooms, and much more. People came here to celebrate festivals and for programs of music and dance. Children come to study in the school of the Ghat. The talab belonged to everyone, and everyone took care to keep it clean. So this one. Okay. Have you seen a ghat? I hope you have. So who built it? King Ghadsi of Jaisalmer got it made 650 years ago. Okay, and there were large halls, rooms, and much more in it. Rainwater collected in this lake spread over many miles. It was made in such a way that when the lake was full, the extra water flowed into another lake at a lower level. When that extra water flowed into another lake, when that too filled up, the extra water flowed into the next lake. This way, all 9 lakes filled up. This rainwater could be used throughout the year. Today, Ghat Sisar is no more in use. Many new buildings and colonies have come up in between those 9 lakes. Now the water does not get collected in these lakes and rainwater just flows away and is wasted. So this was how the rainwater was preserved in those days. So there were 9 lakes, and when one got filled up, it went to the other one. This was a very scientific way to preserve the rainwater. But these days, there are buildings built up which prevents the preservation of rainwater in that way, in that process by which it was meant to. So through the eyes of Al-Biruni, more than 1,000 years ago, a traveler came to India. His name was Al-Biruni. The place where he actually from is now called Uzbekistan. Al-Biruni carefully observed and noted down the details of all that what he saw. He wrote specially about those things that he found very different from his own country. Here is a part of what he wrote about the ponds of that time. So there was a man called Al-Biruni. He came from Uzbekistan and he observed and the things which were in India and he wrote it down. And this is what he wrote. The people here are very skilled at making ponds. My countrymen would be surprised to see them. They pile up huge rock and join them with iron rods to build chabutaras, raised platform, all around the lake. Between these, there are rows of long staircases going up and down. The steps for going up and coming down are separate, so there is less crowding. So he very carefully noticed that there are stairs to go down the lake, and there are different stairs so that there is no overcrowding. Today, when we study history, we can learn a lot about those days from the writings of Al-Biruni. This stamp came out in 1973, 1,000 years after his birth. So this stamp was made in the honor of Al-Biruni. Observe and find out. Look at the area around your school. Are there any field, farms, pakka road, drains, etc.? Is the area sloping, rocky or flat? Think what will happen here when it rains. When there will be rainwater, where will the rainwater go? Into the drains, pipe, or pits? Is some water also getting soaked into the soil? So this you need to observe and find out. Drop by drop. Beside Jaisalmer, many places in Rajasthan get very little rainfall. Here it rains for only a few days in the entire year, sometimes not even that much. The rivers here do not have water all around the year. And yet, most of the villages in these areas did not have a shortage of water. People knew that every drop of water was precious. Lakes and johats were made to collect water. Water was everyone's need. One and all came together in this work, be it a businessman or a laborer. Some water from the lake soaked into the ground and reached the well and bavdis, that means step well. The soil of the area also became wet and fertile. So how did they preserve the water? You know, they knew that the water is precious. So whether they were a businessman or they were a laborer, they all made attempts to preserve the water. Some water from the lake soaked into the ground and reached the well and above these step wells. So they were wells, step wells. So if the rainwater is falling into the soil soak it up, and then it also forms a part of well. Okay. The soil of the area also became wet and fertile. Every house had a system to collect the rainwater. So what was the system to collect the rainwater? Look at the picture on your right. How do you think the rainwater that falls on the roof will reach the underground tank? Draw the path. So there was an underground tank here. Okay, whatever water was falling here, the water would go here and then it would get collected in here, right? Have you ever seen a step well? This is a step well. Look at the picture. Can you imagine by looking at the picture that the steps go down several story deep? So there are steps to go down to the well. Instead of drawing the water up from the well, the people could go down the step and reach the water. This is why they are called step wells. So this is why they are called step wells. So long ago, people used to make long journeys with their caravans of animals and goods. People felt it was a good thing to give water to thirsty travelers. Thus, they built many beautiful step wells. Have you ever faced a shortage of water in your area? If yes, then what was the reason for it? Talk to a grandmother or an elderly person. Find out when they were of your age. From where did they get water for the house? Has there been a change now? What kind of water arrangement were made for travelers? For example, piau, mashak, leather bag, or any other. Now, what do people use? Now, what do people do about water when they travel? These are the things that you need to ask your grandmother or some elderly person in your house. So let's come to the custom related to water. Even today, people get water from very old lakes, dharas, stepwells, and naulas. These are the names of water collecting bodies. Many customs and festivals are related to water. At some places, whenever lakes get filled up with rainwater, the people gather around the lake to celebrate. So when the lake is getting filled up with rainwater, people gather and celebrate. See the bride of Uttarakhand in this picture. After getting married, she has come to the new village. She bows to the spring of the pond. In cities, one can see the interesting form of this custom. The new bride worships the tap in her home. Can we even imagine life without water? No. Do you have some special pot for water at your place? Look, water is being filled in this beautiful copper pot. The shining yellow pot of brass is seen in the other pictures. Many stone carvings are also made near the place of drinking water. Have you ever seen any beautiful building near the place of water? Where? So this is the question. So this is a shining pot, okay, specially made to fill water. This is a pot of brass. Okay, and these are the stone carvings. They are the stone carvings. They have made a carving in the stone, and these are the brass pots. Okay. So discuss that there are two old wells in the area where Punita lives. Her grandmother, okay, 1 minute. Yes, there are two old wells in the area where Punita lives. Her grandmother says that about 15-20 years ago, there was water in these wells. The well could have dried up because water is being pumped up from under the ground with the help of electric motors. The lake in which rainwater used to collect are no longer there. The soil around trees and parks is now covered with cement. Is there some other reason for this? Explain. So you need to understand, go and look at a pond or any water area. So this is there are two old wells in the area where Punita lives. So this is a scenario, okay? And Punita has two old wells. Her grandmother says that about 15-20 years ago there was water in these wells. The wells have dried up. So why have they been dried up? So these are the three reasons, and then you need to find out more reasons. The story today. Let us see the different ways by which people manage water today. Do you get water in your house by any of these ways? Put a tick mark. So this is a jal board water tanker comes to your colony twice a day. We have to stand in a long queue to get water from the tanker. People at times have fight over the water. So this used to happen some years ago. We fill water from the well. The nearby well dried up a year ago. Now we have to walk far to reach the other well. We are not allowed to take water from some of the well because of our caste. So there was a caste system and the people of lower caste were not allowed to fill water from the well. So this also happened in many villages. We get water at home for half an hour. We feel this is in the tank for us to use all day. Sometimes it's dirty. So this also happens in many areas. We get water from our taps all day long. So this happens in most of the house. You get it, but so don't waste the water. There is a hand pump nearby, but the water that we get from it is salty. We have to buy water for drinking. So these days, many of us have to buy water for drinking. We have put a motor to pump out of water from the borewell, but there is no electricity. So what do? We have put a pump directly in the gel board pipeline. Now we don't have any problem. So this is also good. We get water from the canal itself. So they get the water from canal, they go and bring the water. So these are the various ways by which people used to get the water. Amazing, right? So life is not same for everyone. Discuss. Everyone has a right to live. Yet, is everybody getting enough water to live or even water to drink? Why is it that some people have to buy drinking water? Should it be like this? Water on this earth is for one and all. Some people draw out water from the ground by deep bore wells. How far is it correct? Have you ever seen this? Why do some people put a pump directly on the jal board pipeline? What problems would other people face due to this? Do you have any such experience? Look at this bill and tell. From which office has this bill come? From Delhi Jal Board. Do you get a water bill at home? Find out from where it is sent. Why did you think Delhi Sarkar is written under Delhi Jal Board? In whose name is the bill? How much money do they have to pay for each bill? Do you have to pay for water? How much? Is the rate of water different in different colonies? Ask your elders. So take a look at the bill, at the water bill, and then answer these following questions. So these are the questions. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed learning about water and how water comes to a house and the need to preserve water. Okay. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.